Today is Monday, January the 1st, 2018. Happy New Year to all of you. Well, we've made it through another hectic and emotional holiday season, and I hope everyone came through it well. It's so good to be back with you. That is my youngest child, Crystal, in the background. I have two kids. Every once in a while, they'll make a cameo appearance. So, what I thought I would do, since this is my fourth year doing my videos, I thought I would kind of reintroduce myself. My name is Leonard Lloyd. I am the face of mental illness. I was treated for depression for almost 20 years when I found out that I had been misdiagnosed. So for the last 8 years, I've been treated for bipolar 2 disorder, anxiety, depression, PTSD. I think I said anxiety. I can't remember. Uh, the purpose of me doing this video is to relate to people who don't understand about those of us who live with mental illness, how we deal with mental illness, for a conversation to be started, and to let those of you out there who have mental illness know that you are not alone. Okay, that we are all in this together. And things that you may be going through now or have gone through are things that have happened to other people, not just yourself. And I appreciate all the support and outpouring of love that I have received from all of you all over the last 4 years, and I'm glad I've been able to help, which is all I really want. It's just to try to help, to give us a voice, to put my face out there. Some of you have been with me, the whole time I have done this. Some of you have only been with me recently. When I do these videos, I don't fool around. I'm straight to the point. I don't sugarcoat anything. I just tell it like it is. Some days you may see me where I'm just kind of, and some days when I'm not. I have no specific time frame when I do it. It's just when I feel something comes up that I need to talk about, then I get on it. But what you see is what I am. Today's video will probably be just a little bit longer than normal. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist. I have no kind of medical, degree or anything. I'm just a normal everyday person living with mental illness, trying to make it through the day like millions of others. I'm not ashamed of having mental illness. It's not something that I asked for. I don't think it's anything that any of us should be ashamed of. It's not something that we brought on ourselves. It's not something that is always comfortable to talk about in front of other people, because there's so many stigmas and so much negative bullshit that comes along with it, and I try really hard to dispel that. And it's caused me, some problems, which is fine, because I figure if you understand what I'm going through, you'll understand. If you don't want to understand, you're not going to want to understand. And I try to be strong and optimistic about the situation, and I encourage everyone else to do the same. This is not like treating the flu, okay, where you may be feeling one way one day, and then everything's okay. It doesn't work that way. This is a lifelong condition, 24/7. It's an illness, and you have to treat it and respect it as that. This is nothing to play around with. The medication, the therapy, and the doctor's appointments, to me, only 10% of what is done to help us live a somewhat normal life. The other 90% comes from us, the individual. Okay? We're all adults. Nobody's going to beg you to keep your appointments. Nobody's going to beg you to take your medication. Okay, you have to take your medication when you're supposed to take it, not when you think you should take it. And every once in a while, I forget. Okay, so I forget, but I do take it. Even on days when you're feeling okay, you still have to take it. Okay, because if you're on a different regimen, by just missing one day or not taking that one pill could just throw everything totally off. So a lot of responsibility is on us. Having mental illness doesn't give you the right to be a bitch, unless that's the way you've always been. It doesn't give you the right to use it as a crutch or make people feel guilty. Okay, that's not right. And it doesn't do anything to help you, and all it does is reinforce that negativity and that stereotype that comes with living with mental illness. And the last thing any of us needs in our life is more stress. So it's up to us to make sure that we eat, we get our rest, try to avoid any stressful situations that we come upon, look back to see how we handled things in the past, how we may be able to handle things in the future. I keep journals to keep track of how I've been feeling. This goes back 6 years. Every once in a while, I go through it to see, what I went through before, and it really helps in between going to therapy and seeing a psychiatrist. It's a way to get it out. This is also a way for me to get it out because I really don't have the support system that I think I need. So this is another way of helping me with my illness is by talking to you all, which I really do appreciate because I've been able to connect with people all over the world. And when you find out there are people all over that are going through what you're going through, the world doesn't seem like such a big place. There are challenges with mental illness. You may go through things and you might be embarrassed or you may not be sure how to talk to your doctor about it. Talk to him. Because there are going to be times where you may have nightmares, forgetfulness, dizziness. Last month, for the first time, I actually heard myself in a conversation. I don't know if it was stress or if my medication needs to be changed. I'm going to talk to my psychiatrist about that next week. But I actually did that. And every once in a while, I do hear ringing in my ears. So these are things that do happen. So if these things have been happening to you, it's okay. Okay? Don't stress out. Don't freak out. It's all part of the process. And it's an illness that you have to try to adjust yourself to. Because you may be feeling one way 1 second and 5 minutes later you're feeling, something totally different. So I try to adjust myself. I try to pay attention to my body. Because sometimes some things may trigger something that may bring back something good. It may bring back something bad. But my problem is, and it's a problem that I'm going to rectify in 2018, I put a lot of expectations on other people. So when I think that people should be there for me and they're not, then my feelings get hurt and I get upset. And this is a pattern that I have repeated off and on for the last 25, 30 years. And I have finally gotten to the point, my therapist has been telling me about this. I have finally gotten to the point, after my sister passed away in November, that I have to stop. Because this is my fault. Okay, I can't expect people to do what I think they should do if they don't want to do it and it's not in them. It's been a hard thing for me to deal with for the last month, but it's made me realize that I'm strong when I have to be and when I need to be, and the relationships that I'm in, they won't be the same. after this, and I thought that would really kind of, but it didn't because I only felt like this little click, like a little switch went on the other day, and I figured this is something that I have to do for me because if I don't make a change, then I won't change, and I will continue to make the same bad habits over and over again. And when you do that, you just hurting yourself. You don't get to you don't enable yourself to grow. You're not helping yourself to get well. You're not helping yourself to get stable, and it's not a good thing. So that's something in myself that I have to change. Uh, Mental illness is not an easy illness. It can wreak havoc on your jobs, your relationships. Um, you may go through different phases. Spending, sex, alcohol. Been there, done it. Some of it several times. Uh, may do it again. I don't know. I just try to take it one day at a time. That's all we can do. I will never ever tell people what type of medication to take. I will never do that. That's not what I do. But I do encourage people to talk to your doctors, ask questions, work with them. Okay, they prescribe medication and treatments for us, but we're the ones that have to take it, and we know what our bodies can and cannot take. Okay, so we're all working as a group to come up with a plan that'll be satisfactory to all of us. Because there may be times, 2 or 3 times a year, where your medication may have to be adjusted. Don't get upset by it. If you're just starting out on this road of mental illness, it could take maybe a year to 2 years for you to find that right combination that does the trick to try to keep you as balanced as possible, especially if you're having, off and on mood swings. But I will always encourage you, if something is not right, please go seek help. Please keep all of your appointments. Take all your medication as prescribed, unless it's just making you really violently ill. If it's not working for you, talk to your psychiatrist or therapist so that it can be changed. If you're not happy with your doctor, you have a right to change doctors. Don't be with someone that you're not happy with, because these professionals have our lives in their hands. And you want to be with someone that you are comfortable, safe, and happy with. You owe that to yourself. And you also owe it to yourself to stay as calm and be as happy and as healthy as you can, even during the bad days. Because they're going to be bad days, they're going to be good days. And if you try to take as much stress off of you as you can, the bad days may not really seem all that bad. So again, I just wanted to reintroduce myself to you all. I like to pop in every once in a while. I encourage people to share the videos, especially with people that really don't understand what mental illness is all about. And always remember, you are not alone. We are all in this together. And as always, thank you for being there for me. Take care, be strong, and I will see you soon.